Today, Mike and Chris make assembling a case look quick and easy. Naturally, the first order of business to assemble an engine is to put rods on the crank here. The crank's been polished, cleaned, and all that fancy stuff. And now Mike is getting down to business here with some assembly lube onto the new bearings. With the rods actually have ARP rod bolts. I was gonna say studs, but they're rod bolts. And they're one of the only weaknesses on the stock Porsche rods are the rod bolts. So upgrading to ARP hardware, which was provided to us by our friends over at Turn 14. Thank you guys again. We'll make these rods nearly indestructible. Mike, you've seen them handle big power, right?
Oh yes.
How high?
Stock rods, we've done over 700, actually over 850 wheel horsepower.
Wicked. All right, well, that's got my confidence high in these rods. And now comes the fun part, torquing all the rod bolts to spec. From what I recall, it was 40 foot-pounds.
Correct. We'll do that in 3 stages.
Oh, 3 stages. All right. I didn't know that. And that is just to make sure it's all evenly applied.
Yeah. Everybody has their own technique, I suppose. Ours is slowly come up on torque.
And Mike, the internet has been debating a lot on how to properly use a torque wrench. Do you think it's slow and steady in terms of getting the accuracy, or is it fast?
Yes,
and then
don't just come up on it right now.
All right, good. This has been a hot debate for us, actually. So begins the bearing assembly. Got some main bearings going in here, and those little ones are the
intermediate shaft or timing shaft.
There we go. As soon as those go in, we're gonna have a half case looking just like this one that needs some assembly oil, and then we can drop the crank and oil pump in here. We're starting off by using some special German silicone here.
Loctite 574 anaerobic sealant.
Loctite 574. I've never heard of it, but apparently it's much better than the regular stuff. Or different, I should say, right?
Yep, this is what they call for in the factory workshop manuals. Some people have their own special blend. I want to use Dow Coring, use whatever. We stick with this. We've never had a problem with it, so.
And this is to ensure a leak-free case.
Big one's down there.
Big oil pump assembly getting dropped in there. And now the old crankshaft with rods meets the crankcase. This looks to be a bit of a
front bearing.
Front bearing.
Oh.
There you go, baby. Just had to grab a rod, just hold on.
A little bit of a juggling act here, I was gonna say. But look at that. Ooh, so smooth.
It's not going down.
Yeah,
I don't know.
take holding out again.
Yeah.
Take 4.
Yep. Oh, there it went. Right there.
See, sometimes it takes just a little bit of backing off.
I don't know why that was pissed off, but now it's happy.
And there we go. Wow.
Oh, you son of a...
That assembly lube there.
Almost too slippery.
Now comes the other side of the crankcase. The rods are a
That
bit
stud
of
is lined up.
a hold up, as you can see.
Oh, the back one fell.
This one here, I'll just come in here, help you out. Is that good?
Yep. Got it.
You saw, they're the ones that prevent this from being a quick drop in and go deal. Requires a lot of finesse, finagling, and fingers getting pinched apparently. Oh, close. Close, but no cigar yet. Oh, oh, oh. And there you have it. These are the through studs, right? Through bolts. God, studs, bolts, I'll get it right one day. And they've got some sealant, some assembly lube, all this good stuff to make sure they're a leak-free experience once this engine comes together. Each and every bolt needs an O-ring, and that's because, what did you say, Chris? The oil flows from one side of the case to the other side?
That's right, through the mains, the same holes that carry the case through bolts also deliver oil from one half of the engine case to the other. So they're sealed at both ends.
So these are actually very critical.
Yes.
Who would have thought? Little rings here could be the deciding factor whether an engine leaks or not. And I'm sure they're not easy to get to when everything's put together, right?
Oh no, you have to tear the engine all the way back down to this point again.
Of course.
They're obscured by the cylinders.
These bolts actually don't have that much torque to them, do they? You said 35 newton meters?
Correct.
Which is what in foot-pounds? Does anybody know?
About 26.
Yeah, 26. That's not a lot at all.
Just remember, this engine is going to expand quite a bit as it warms, and that's going to functionally increase the torque on them.
Ah. See, it all makes sense when you explain it. That's it?
That's it.
One fully assembled short block. Would you look at that?
Thing of beauty.
She is a thing of beauty. With the short block complete, that wraps up yet another video. I hope you've enjoyed this video series so far, because we've got lots more of really exciting stuff to come as we piece this engine together, get it back in the car, get the EFI conversion done, and get it tuned and make some big power. Everybody swears in videos. For fuck's sakes, we all do. All right.